I would not recommend folks necessarily try to navigate it on their own because it is very, very technical, and you sort of need to be able to look around the corner. And if you don't have experience, that may be hard to do. In practical terms, there's three big dimensions that drive the tariff amounts for companies. So you have valuation, classification, and country of origin. One of the things we often do with clients is look at those three dimensions for their products and see whether they're getting the answer right, or if they've made any errors that have inflated their tariff burden, or if there's a potentially different way to structure their supply chain so that they can actually make lawful changes within those three parameters.
The first thing was to understand what the tariffs mean, what the implication is for the products that we ship out of Indonesia. It's interesting to note that the CBP has broad HS codes that encompass, or they're like a broad umbrella for everything that comes from a certain country. So back in the day, there used to be unique HS codes. Now you have an umbrella code. So there's just this umbrella tariff that's applied on the inbound shipment. That was interesting for us because that simplifies the job of the CBP on inbound shipments and on collections. What also put us in a unique position was Vanaroma has its own warehousing and stocking point in the US. So having inventory locally sort of reassured our customers that we have a better position and we're placed close to you. So maybe that's something we need to beef up quicker than we thought. Maybe we need to take a quicker position on certain ingredients so as to make sure that our key partners are secured in their needs.
We talked a little bit about the supply chain again, but don't overcommit, because even if materials are moving, like the gentleman just described, from Indonesia to the United States, I hope people don't try to take advantage of short-term sales from their current inventory, because that was the only thing that's going to do really is it's going to really upset the apple cart for ongoing supplies that will come up later on, whether the tariffs are on or whether they're not. But I mentioned it earlier, we went through this in COVID in 2020, and people bought a tremendous amount of material. And what happened was they stockpiled, and then there was a real problem with lead times and going back to trying to get these inventories replenished. So I also think there has to be a loyalty factor, right? I mean, certain people are going to be shopping all over the place just to find material to take care of themselves. And I would hope that people don't forget who takes care of them. I mean, again, the gentleman is talking about how he's protecting all his customers for patchouli and clove, which is excellent. He's being proactive on it. And again, I think check the harmonized tariff schedule that is issued by the U.S. government and look for the exemptions. There are certain exemptions that are there. And I think by doing that, they'll keep the White House and the administration is keeping it fairly up to date. But there are some umbrella numbers that are in that harmonized tariff code schedule that could be exempt altogether, even if they're coming in from overseas.